I was the real heiress in a story about a true and a fake heiress. When my identity was revealed, I received no love, no apologies, and no protection. All I received was hatred. My biological parents avoided my gaze, filled with both shame and resentment. My brother treated me like an intruder. My sister smiled politely on the surface, but her heart was full of malice. And the fake heiress, who had been raised as my substitute, looked at me as if I were a thief. In my first life, I tried desperately to win their love. I failed. Reborn, I gave up completely, threw away the hospital's diagnosis, and with my meager savings, began live-streaming my journey to death. But those family members who hated me so much suddenly went crazy trying to find me and save me. My biological parents, their eyes red with tears, dared not approach me, watching me climb a cliff, swaying precariously on a swing, crying and saying they were wrong. My cheap brother held a childhood teddy bear, crying uncontrollably, and my malicious sister cut her hair, making a wig for me, begging me to accept it, begging me to let her make amends. The fake heiress knelt before my hospital bed, her eyes full of hatred but daring not show it, repeatedly saying, "Sister, I'm sorry." 1. When I opened my eyes again, I was back in the hospital. "You have advanced gastric cancer," the doctor said, holding my test results, a hint of sympathy on his face. "But there's still hope for a cure. However, the cost will be quite high. Our city's first hospital has successfully treated many patients with early-stage gastric cancer. I was reborn on the day I was diagnosed with gastric cancer. It was also the 18th day since my true identity as a wealthy heiress had been revealed. I came to the hospital alone, and considering the money in my account, I didn't make the same decision as in my previous life. Lemia, the fake heiress, was busy with her global tour, and both families were proud of her. They followed her wherever she went. Of the two pearls, I was the one who was discarded. Admittedly, I was the Lee family's biological child, but I lived a far worse life than Lemia, the fake heiress. She wasn't a biological child of the Lee family, yet she received all their love and kindness. In my previous life, after learning I had stomach cancer, I cried, I begged, I had a mental breakdown, and I desperately clung to hope like a drowning person, frantically searching for a sense of purpose. After being diagnosed with stomach cancer, I constantly asked the Lee family for money for treatment. Lemia said I was spending excessively and suspected I had developed a gambling addiction. Neither family would give me money. To pay for treatment, I had to find every possible way to make money. I did live streams, attended ribbon-cutting ceremonies, and went to various parties to gain fame. The treatment was expensive and painful. After chemotherapy, my hair fell out, and I couldn't work anymore. In desperation, I called Lemia to borrow money. She was abroad at the time. After hearing my request for money, she hung up the phone. I had told her I had late-stage stomach cancer and needed money for treatment. Not only did she not lend me money, but she even told my biological parents that I was addicted to drugs and was now lying about having cancer to get money for drugs. From then on, no one believed me. Even when I showed them the diagnosis report confirming my stomach cancer, they only looked at me with mocking expressions, telling me to stop. Between the two families, besides the diagnosis report I had just received, I probably only had a little over 100,000 yuan left in my bank account. It seemed like a lot, but compared to the cost of cancer treatment, it was far too little. This time, I smiled. Not a hysterical laugh, but a calm smile. I folded the stomach cancer test report, tore it in half, and threw it into the trash can. Then I checked my bank balance, packed a small bag, and left the hospital. If I was destined to die, I would die beautifully. I returned to the Lee family villa, where Lemia was excitedly telling everyone that she was about to start a world tour. Her band was going on a world tour this year, and the Lee family had pulled strings to get her in as a substitute violinist. Both families were happy for her. All eyes were on her. Look, she always attracts everyone's attention, and nobody cares about me except Lemia. Is my sister happy for me too? Lemia, wearing a pleated skirt, smiled and looked at me. Happy? Keep it up. Do a good job. Anyway, you're just a substitute, and you only performed once during the entire world tour. I walked away indifferently, returning to my room to pack my things. 2. I didn't plan to treat my illness. In the last days of my life, I wanted to travel the world. Chemotherapy was too painful. Even if I die, I don't want to experience that kind of pain and despair again. 6 months left. I started live streaming. My live stream content was simple. Travel, food, sunsets, conversations with strangers. No crying, no tragedy, no blame. I'm not here to seek salvation, I said calmly to the camera one evening. I'm here to make the most of the time I have left. My viewers liked my live streams. They praised me for being brave, free, and sincere. My family knew nothing about this. At least, not at first. My first stop was Yunnan. I filmed and live-streamed along the way, and I had a pretty good time. I booked a highly rated guest house there. The decor was lovely, like something out of The Wizard of Oz. I rarely took pictures, but I posted one on Weibo. I live-streamed while eating, chatting with a few scattered fans. Yunnan has a lot of delicious food, and the fruit is very sweet. I really liked the fruit salad I bought. It was a big box for only a dozen yuan, all fresh and juicy, the sweet and sour flavors bursting in my mouth, making me feel wonderful. The comments said my complexion looked bad, so I smiled and applied some blush. There were many fun things to do in Yunnan. I live-streamed myself picking fruit, making flower crowns, and even paying to go mushroom picking with mushroom gatherers in the mountains. The mushroom soup was delicious. I drank 3 big bowls, and then I threw up. The fans in the livestream were laughing at me for being greedy, but only I knew why. After staying in Yunnan for half a month, my biological parents finally remembered my existence and called me. "Where are you? Mia is about to go on a world tour, hurry back." The voice on the other end of the phone was impatient, mixed with Mia's coquettish voice. Everyone in the livestream was listening to my phone call. I smiled and walked to the side. "You guys go, I'm not going. I have more important things to do." "What important things could you possibly have?" It was my second brother, Li Mingqing, speaking. In my previous life, he slapped me because of Li Mia. At that time, I was already very ill. To survive, I swallowed my pride and knelt down to beg Li Mia for money to treat my illness. He pulled me up, slapped me, and said that the Li family couldn't afford to lose face because of me. I didn't care at all. My tone was so casual, as if I wasn't talking about my own life and death. My life? What could be more important than my own life? Li Mingqing was speechless, as if he was angered by me. "If you don't come back, I'll cut off your allowance." This time it was my nominal biological father, Li Kaik, speaking. I still didn't care. "Fine, do whatever you want. I don't even care about dying. Why would I care about the allowance you give me?" When I sat back down to livestream, a few soft-hearted fans asked if I was joking. I smiled and picked up a large piece of mango and put it in my mouth. "Yes, a life-threatening illness, so you'd better cherish me now. A beautiful girl like me, you'll see less and less of me." Amidst the laughter, those deadly topics were easily brushed aside. Everyone was saying I was narcissistic, "Run away, this woman is not right." A rainbow-colored stream of comments suddenly appeared. "Your complexion looks very bad, you should go to the hospital when you have time." I packed my things and left Yunnan for my second stop, Suzhou. As soon as I arrived in Suzhou, I received urgent phone calls from my biological parents. I didn't answer. They just wanted to show me Li Mia's wonderful moments abroad. I'm not interested. There were a moderate number of tourists in the Suzhou gardens. I specifically wore a Hanfu dress and had my hair styled at a Hanfu shop. To put it narcissistically, I looked like an ancient lady who had traveled through time. I was holding my phone, live-streaming, occasionally answering questions from viewers. When my arm got tired, I switched hands, and my face flashed across the screen. The colorful barrage of comments appeared again as expected. "Have you been to the hospital?" Given his extravagant comments, I couldn't help but click on this wealthy user's profile. His username was Deep Sea, and his avatar was also a picture of the sea, dark and oppressive. I averted my gaze, holding the newly bought bellflowers, and replied, "Yes, the doctor said it's not a big problem, I don't need to be hospitalized. Stomach cancer, whether I'm hospitalized or not doesn't matter anymore." The wealthy user quieted down, and I nodded in satisfaction. I thought things would end there, but an unexpected event came without warning. A small account appeared in the comments, using a system avatar, frantically asking where I was. The other viewers answered for me, but that person seemed unable to see their replies, relentlessly asking me, "Where are you?" Suddenly, that comment revealed my name. Looking at the comment that suddenly appeared, I felt a chill run down my spine. Who could it be? I couldn't figure out who could find me on such an obscure little live-streaming platform. "Who are you?" The person didn't speak, but instead frantically sent more comments. "Don't leave there, wait for me to pick you up, I'll take you to the hospital." Hospital? I stared at those 2 words, lost in thought. From my previous life to this one, I couldn't find anyone who matched the person behind this comment. In my previous life, I desperately wanted to be hospitalized, to live, but no one was willing to help me. In this life, I don't want to be hospitalized, yet a nameless person suddenly appears saying they want to take me to the hospital. Such warm words, but they don't warm me. I am a drowning person, longing to drown, unwilling to be rescued. I'm fine, just a little anemic, I don't need to go to the hospital. I picked up the bellflowers again, strolling leisurely through the Suzhou gardens. The colorful bullet comments appeared again, and Shenhai asked me, "Is your body really okay?" I grinned and bought myself an ice cream. What could be wrong with me? Mind your own business, beautiful. Suddenly, large fireworks effects appeared on the screen, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, 7 colors exploding everywhere. One fireworks gift costs 10,000 yuan, 7 fireworks, 70,000 yuan. He's still sending gifts, different colored fireworks are blooming on the screen, and countless viewers are flooding into the live stream to watch the fireworks effects. And this person with a system avatar says after sending each fireworks gift, "Don't leave, stay there, don't move, Big Brother will take you to the hospital."